Hi everybody, Paul Cameron here with SpeedUpMyJobSearch.com, an online resource to help you find a good job quickly. Do you have a big employment gap? That's your edge. If you've been unemployed for more than 6 months, you've likely already seen employers start to shy away, wondering why it's taking you so long to find a job. They think, if no one else is hiring this person, why should I? What if they make me look bad? In fact, earlier this year, President Obama started urging executives with some larger companies, such as Walgreens, McDonald's, and Boeing, to hire the long-term unemployed. The president said, and I quote, "It's a cruel catch-22. The longer you're unemployed, the more unemployable you may seem. This is an illusion, but it's one that, unfortunately, we know statistically is happening out there," end quote. It's wonderful that the president has noticed the issue and is trying to change it, but when it comes down to it, the perceived risk is still high. If there is another option for the employer and their job depends on them making the right hire, they will likely hire the person with the lowest perceived risk. So what can you do about it? Well, the two key words you want to focus on here are perceived risk. And just like any hiring obstacle that carries perceived risks, such as hiring an older employee or hiring somebody covered in tattoos, once the risks are identified, they can be alleviated. And watch our free video called Discrimination, Age, and More for more information about how to handle discrimination issues. However, the issue of employment gaps can not only be alleviated, it can be used as a competitive advantage. I mean, for a mid to senior level professional, the reality of your situation is that you could be working if you wanted to be working. I mean, there's lots of minimum wage jobs out there or lower level jobs that you could easily do. And the fact that you're not doing them simply means that you're being selective about your next position. I mean, you want to find a position that you'll actually enjoy, that utilizes your skills and that can make you feel good about what you do. So the first concept you need to get across to an employer who asks you why you've been unemployed for so long is to just let them know, I'm not just looking for any job. I really want to find the right position for me. And after all the research that I've done about your company and this position, I really think this is it. That will show them that you're being selective, and it will show your interest in them, which is critical. As I emphasized in our Q&A tactics video, showing specific interest in the company and the position will actually generate interest in you. Now, that's certainly a nice answer, but it still doesn't illustrate the advantage that you bring to an employer because of your employment gap. As a recruiter, I call lots of employers and candidates. I negotiate lots of offers, and I go to great lengths to stay in touch with and maintain my network. So if you called me to tell me that you had a job with another company where I could call lots of employers and candidates, negotiate lots of offers, and network a lot, well, thanks, but I'm already doing that now. Why would I want to go do that for somebody else? Now, if I was forced to leave my job, perhaps my company had a layoff or something, do you know what that new job would be to me? It would just be another job doing what I do. So what? But you know what that job is to a long-term unemployed person? It's a chance. It's an opportunity to prove that all the other employers were wrong, that you're not a risk, that you are worth hiring. You're going to walk into that new position with extreme motivation to prove to everyone else that you were a great hire. You're going to do way more than what's expected of you to make sure you're never in that long-term unemployed situation again. You're going to walk in there with a fire that no one else they're talking to can match. I mean, to the other people, this is just another job doing what they've been doing for years. But for me, the long-term unemployed person, this is an opportunity to build a strong foundation of employment for the rest of my career. And I guarantee that is not a responsibility that I take lightly. And if you can get that message across, that you not only have the skills, but that you also have the intangibles that no one else can bring to the table because of your big employment gap, they're going to realize that they would look worse for not hiring you than they would for hiring you. This is your day. Make sure they know. Now, if there's somebody in your network that is long-term unemployed and you're not sure that they see the competitive advantage that they can bring to an employer, please share this video with your network. Together we can change the perception that employers have on the long-term unemployed. Let's get the word out about this. It's time everyone gets to work.